Hey everyone, Saoirse here, and welcome to today's episode. Yeah, right. So this is on the beating the SBEBs. They want to get rid of the SBEBs. Now, really, what that is small business and entrepreneur depression or blues. So the small business and entrepreneur blues, and everyone gets it. So that's what we're talking about today. And I want to tell you my story yesterday. Yesterday, I wanted to do a live yesterday, and I just didn't feel like it. And I was motivated to do it, but then I just wasn't feeling like I was like, oh, I just like under the weather, and I was like just depressed. I was like really depressed. And then I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna go online and watch some other people that I admire that do lives and YouTube videos and such. And I went online to watch them, and I got more discouraged. And I'm going like, I'm not that good. I don't want to, like, what am I going to do? And then other days, okay, so yesterday was really hard, but yeah, other days, I just feel like I want to come online and share everything. I have so much stuff inside me that I want to get out to everyone. And then it's like, again, it's like, well, like, where do I start? What's the plan and stuff? I didn't really want to do that, so I just want you to know yesterday I was really discouraged. And so the reason I didn't go online and do a live yesterday is because, you know what? I was like, I forget it, Okay, besides that, yesterday was a bank holiday here in Ireland. So, why not take the day off? Which is one of the things I'm going to talk about today. So, anyway, so if you ever get depressed in your business, your small business, hey, guess what? You're not alone, right? So everyone does it. Everyone, you're not alone. Everyone gets discouraged. As a matter of fact, the statistics for depression for small business owners and entrepreneurs, especially like serial entrepreneurs, is actually kind of depressing if you look at it. It's like, all right, so did you know that entrepreneurs, on average, are two times more likely to get depressed than normal people? Like if you just had a regular day job and you went to work and you came home and well, people like that get depressed. Sure, there's times that you get depressed or you have a little bit of trouble with depression. They may not be clinical depression or something like that, but you still get depressed. Well, if you're an entrepreneur, you're two times more likely to get depressed to the point that you need to go to the doctor or something for that. So and then also another statistic is that entrepreneurs are six times more likely to have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADD, attention deficit disorder. That's six times more likely. And guess what? I'm in that category. I've was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a wee lass, and they put me on medication when I was a wee lass because I was bouncing off the walls. Well, guess what? You know what? Your brainwave patterns, if you have ADHD or ADD, your brainwave patterns are opposite of most people. So your theta level bandwidths are higher, and so you're always trying to stimulate to get that alpha wave that normal people have. So when they think, they have the alpha wave patterns for their brainwave patterns. And so when I was in graduate school, I was working with neurofeedback, for like biofeedback was it neurofeedback for your brainwave patterns. They hook it up, and I thought that I'd overcome the ADHD brainwave pattern because I didn't really feel like I had it anymore. I could concentrate. I was doing well at university. I was doing well in work and things. And so when I was in the graduate program for education and counseling and things, we were doing that as one of the classes, and the pattern was still there. My theta waves were really high, and like, so what's that like? What's that like? Is when you're if you're in a deep sleep, you're a normal person, and you're in a deep sleep, and someone wakes you up and says, "Hey, what's the square root of 2?" or what's some mathematical problem or something, and you're like, what is it? And you got that brain the fog, and you're going like that, and you're like, what am I, like, I just woke up, come on, I need some coffee to think about this. Well, if you have ADHD, your theta waves are always there, like a deep sleep, and so you're always trying to get the alpha. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just going down a rabbit trail. But all right, so entrepreneurs are 3 times more likely to have some kind of addiction, whether it's something mild like caffeine or something like that, or exercise, to something more extreme. But generally, it's more like caffeine, and stuff, and that's like normal people have that. But hey, it's 3 times more likely to have an addiction. And then clinically speaking, serial entrepreneurs tend to also have the bipolar disorder, 11 times more likely. So hopefully you're not in that category, but if you are, hopefully you're seeking medical advice for that, because that would be really difficult. And talk about having to push through, for that. So anyway, enough of that depressing statistics and stuff. The main thing here is to have determination. You started a business and you had a great idea and you wanted to help people with that idea. And maybe, your motivation was to get out of the rat race, to get away from a 9 to 5 or a daytime job to something more on your own, to be your own boss and such as that. And then you find out, well, this is more difficult than I thought. So what am I going to do now? So anyway, keep that motivation and keep that determination to see it through to the end, and have some encouragement there. And then the other thing with this is, besides determination, but also the fact that you are unique. Because like yesterday, when I was trying to get more encouragement and I got more depressed or more discouraged, maybe it wasn't totally depression, but it was discouragement, and I didn't go on live. And I was like, all right, so why? Well, if you're watching other people and you're comparing yourself to others, that can be discouraging, but you have to remember that you're a unique person, special, and you present, even if it's the same material, which usually it's not, but even if it's the same material and you're presenting in your unique way, then that makes you special. And there are clients out there, not only clients, but ideal, loyal clients. So ilks, and I call the super ideal loyal clients, or the silks. Those are the people that are attracted to you and your way of presenting it. And so go for it. There you go. That's it. And let's see, I'm getting you coming. Okay, so there we go. Anyway, so here we go. Here's 9 ways to overcome the SBEBs. The SBEBs. Let's get over this, right? So here we go. Number 1 is to anticipate and prepare for it. If you know as an entrepreneur that you're going to have days of discouragement, are you going to be stressed out? Are you going to be depressed even? Well, if you know that ahead of time going into it, you can plan and identify the indicators. So like in my Connect system of communication, which is the first element of the Sonosasta system, you have these distress flares. And when you see these distress flares going up around, in yourself or in others, then you realize that you're under stress, or you're on the verge of being depressed or discouraged. And so if you recognize that, then you have a plan of action that you can deal with it. So that's the number 1 thing, is to recognize that you're 2 times more likely to deal with depression than normal people. And, I'm sure you have a lot of friends. I mean, how many of you have friends? Like, raise your hand here. How many of you have friends that are depressed or go through depression on again? How many of you have gone through depression? Put it in the comments. Like, I know I have. And I used to not really have that much of a trouble with it. I'd have trouble with finals and examinations, and stuff at university, or in job. I'd have a bad day with the boss or something, or later on as a consultant, I might have had trouble, maybe with a difficult client or something, but now it's like I didn't do that, but then I had every area of my life, all 7 areas of my life, go mad, they went banjaxed. And during that time period, which was about 2 years altogether, oh, I struggled with depression like never before, like postpartum like never before. And it was just like amazing. So I just had the determination. I had some network that I could still depend on and people like that. So anyway, anticipate and prepare. The next thing is you want to have a strong network. So I didn't have a strong network during that low time in my life, but there were a few friends that I could depend on, and I ended up coming through that when I pushed through that, and I met my significant other, and my Seamus, and so Seamus ended up being better than I could ever hope or ask or imagine or think. You know, I was like, he was amazing, and I wasn't even looking for someone like that. So that's a good thing if you have a good mate or significant other or friends or support network of small business people that you can say, hey, like I'm dealing with this, any suggestions or ideas, and if you have any, go ahead and put them in the comments, because I'm sure other people would like to see that, and benefit from that. Now, number one thing is get a good night's sleep. And I'll tell you what, Sunday night, this is Tuesday now, Sunday night, I did not sleep very good. So of course, Monday morning, I was going to be a bit more depressed, or more, I have a tendency more to depression. So it wasn't a surprise. And so I used actually one of these coping mechanisms to deal with the discouragement that I was dealing with yesterday. And it's also one of the things that I recommend with my clients today. So anyway, so last night I made an effort to go to bed early, to get a good night's sleep, to not eat or drink water or things too late at night, to make sure that my vitamins were good earlier in the day, and I didn't take a nap, so like, all right, so anything that would encourage a good night's sleep. And last night I got a good night's sleep. So today I have more energy, and I'm more excited, and I'm happy for the business. I'm ready to help more clients. I'm ready to help you, with your clients and your business. So that's why I'm doing the lives tonight. So there we go. It's important to get a good night's sleep. And if you have to, you can, have some tea, some chamomile tea, or some valerian root extract or something like that, or even melatonin. You don't want to do it more than 3 days at a time, but if you can get the melatonin, that's helpful too, or the L-tryptophan, or eat some turkey, or have a warm cup of milk at night before you go to bed. Not too much, so you don't wake up and have to go potty every night in the middle of the night, like that. But so anyway, good night's sleep. That kind of goes without saying. But here's one that, as an entrepreneur and a small business owner, you don't afford yourself the time to take time out. Now, yesterday I did that. I pushed everything that I had on the schedule over to today, to Tuesday. And I just pretty much took the day off. I took a nap, I rested, I meditated, I did some journaling. I thought ahead of planning for the rest of the week. If I lost yesterday, what was I going to do for the rest of the week? And so sometimes you have to do that. So take time out. But another thing I like to do is, if we have a good day here in Ireland, a sunny day without rain or much rain, or the sun kind of peeks out a little bit, then a lot of times what we do is we'll go walking in the woods, or we'll go walking in the hills, or walking in the bog. So we'll take some time out and do some extra walking. Yesterday I did that, and it wasn't a good day. It was a rainy, windy, cold day, but we still went out and did some extra walking, and so that helped me get a good night's sleep last night and be ready for today. So anyway, take time out. Maybe you can delegate. Maybe you can get a personal assistant that can help you on days like that, or maybe you have some team members that you can do that with, and otherwise do the very necessary things that you need to do, and then take some time out, whatever that is, a cup of tea by the fire, some music, whatever it is. So take some time out, because that will help you be at the peak performance to help your customers and your clients when you're working with them. So the next thing is you want to eat healthy, and that goes without saying also. So avoid allergy foods, avoid things that upset your tummy or that would interfere with a good night's sleep, and that's important too. And then number 6, of course, this goes without saying too, but exercise. So if you can, go out and do some hill walking, or go walk in the woods, or go walk in the park, do some meditation. If you have a regular schedule for meditation in the morning, that's good too. And of course, yoga, if you can't go to a yoga class at the gym or wherever. And it reminds me of, I had a gym membership because I was staying at a place and had some gym membership. And one of the things I thought would be good was to take a yoga class. And I hadn't done yoga, serious yoga before. So this was years ago. And I thought, oh, you just go and all it is you sit in these uncomfortable positions and do some stretching and meditate. That's all it was. I was surprised. It was an hour-long class, and I couldn't do some of the stuff, and I was so exhausted. It was like, I couldn't believe it. So it made me realize that I need to get in better shape again. So I started doing the taekwondo again. I started doing some weightlifting, and definitely started doing a lot more walking and exercises. So then when I went back to that yoga class, it was easy and I could do it, but it took a fortnight to get ready for it. I was like, really, it's just yoga, come on. But anyway, that we went a little story there. So all right, so of course journaling, this helps too, because you can release your emotions without having to talk to someone or having to deal with the support network that you have. So journaling helps, and you want to put down your thoughts and your feelings, and nothing necessarily really personal, that in case somebody has the possibility of seeing your journal, they won't have anything to hold against you or be offended. But anyway, but yeah, it helps to put your intimate thoughts and feelings of what you're dealing with, because when you go back, for one thing, it's just therapeutic to do that alone, but then it's also therapeutic also to go back and reread it, and you can remember and see how far you've come. So you don't realize that last year, and even for me right now, last year, I was stepping out of my comfort zone to do a live challenge of doing 30 days of lives. And being an introvert, and if you're an introvert, you can really relate to this, but being an introvert, I don't like to do this. I love working with clients one-on-one and helping them solve their issues. I don't mind teaching a seminar or workshop, when I did the HR training or was doing this in the corporate world. But, I don't like doing it. I don't like spending that energy out there, because as an introvert, to be successful, you need to be extroverted maybe 25 to 30% of the time. But, and of course, if you have your own business, it's even more. I'm, finding that, even more. So any of my introvert clients, I really encourage them to push through that determination. And journaling is one way to do that. Now, again, focus on others. This is what I do. I was like, because one of the reasons that I'm doing these lives is to share with you, ways to overcome things, and some of the things that I'm dealing with in my life, and some of the things that some of my clients are dealing with. So if you focus on helping your super ideal loyal customers, your silks, or other people who might be potential clients in the future, then that can be an encouragement there too. So that, all right. And then finally, you want to have good nutrition, right? You want to eat the good vitamins, but not too late in the day, so that it doesn't keep you awake. But then minerals such as calcium and vitamin D, you need to have calcium. Most people have magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D deficiencies. So, and you have to do those together. And sometimes they have that vitamin K7 to go with that, to help you with that, and to help you sleep better. So, and then if you need to, like maybe you're dealing with bipolar or some other challenge like that, or depression, you might need to go to the doctor and get some medication. So, that would be the extreme case. But don't feel bad, because, that's nothing. That's an imbalance in the body that needs to be dealt with. And so deal with the nutrition and these other things first, and then go to the doctor if you need to. So don't wait, so go with that. So now the offer today is I have 32 life hacks to de-stress your life. If you go to freedomsaoirse.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page, you fill out that form, then you'll take you to the resources page, and the 32 life hacks is in that list. You can download that as a PDF, and it's brilliant because actually I even have a bonus one on there too. So this is just 9 ways to deal with this SBEBs and overcome the SBEBs, the small business entrepreneur blues. But in general, people have stress in their lives and they don't realize how much stress they have in their life. So I also have a free stress test that you can see how much stress you may be dealing with on your life. And that's enlightening. I was surprised the very first time I took it when I was in graduate school. And it was just amazing how much stress, even back then, I was dealing with. And it's more now, but I have ways to deal with it and to overcome it. And so I like to share that with you, the 32 life hacks to de-stress your life. So go to freedomsaoirse.com there on the website. And if you're in Europe, you can do freedomsaoirse.eu, or if you're in Ireland, you can do freedomsaoirse.ie, but freedomsaoirse.com for everyone, and go for that, and that will help you. That's the special for today, and that's pretty much all I have for today. So I don't see any comments here for anyone. So if you're leaving any comments in the comments below on YouTube, or in the comments on Facebook, just put the hashtag replay that you're catching it there, and feel free to do that. Also, if you have any questions, you can direct message me on Facebook or leave a comment in YouTube also. So that's it for today. Sinead Fall, Slán